It's live this morning. All right. Wait for this to come along.
Oh, Russell Wilson, 8 for 11. Maybe those whatever he was doing on the plane was working.
Bro.
They said, I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. They say it was pissing some people off on the plane. Like,
that's what I mean. I would be pissed off too. Think of like I'm trying to sleep on this flight and I see somebody running up and down the aisles.
They're trying to get my reps in. I gotta go.
Right. I'm good. I'd be good on that too.
Somebody trip his ass.
I probably wouldn't pay him any mind, man. I get on the plane, man. I find if they got drinks, I'm gonna get drinks, and if they don't got drinks, I probably drink something at the airport before I got on the plane.
Word.
I'm gonna grab the playlist, and I'm probably just gonna go to sleep.
Word. That's usually how it works anyway in reality. So.
Or see, I've got like Marvel Unlimited. I'll download a few things to the iPad or something. There's one or two things like a routine. You know, when I hit a plane, especially when I'm going to Dallas.
That's a long ass flight. You going from? I'm assuming they probably flew from New York to London. No, I think Denver. Can you fly Denver straight to London?
That's a good question.
I don't know. That's a good
Either
question.
way, that's a long ass flight, and it's like, oh,
hell yeah.
I was sitting there thinking, like, because when you see these people at these games, and there's tons of jerseys out there. You see some, There's always a ton of like, Jags jerseys or whatever, but it's tons of jerseys. I'm thinking to myself, like, I know they're fans, but I wonder how many people. I don't know if people really fly over there to go to a game. But I wonder though. I was thinking about it. I said, I wonder if maybe when people are planning to go on a trip and they know they're going to London, they said, well, why don't we just wait till blah blah blah, then we can catch the game while we're over there. They're playing an NFL game over there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I would just fly straight to go to London just to see it, just to see a game.
Word.
Yeah, I couldn't. Like, I can wait to watch another game here. I'm not gonna plan my whole trip around this unless I am diehard.
It's expensive to go here. I can't imagine what it's like in London.
Man, I bet it's wild.
Oh, I know it's wild. Yeah, but look, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the SBP Sports Bar Podcast. We are live today. Appreciate everybody that's joining us. Cheryl, what's up? Jason, Wayne, what's going on, everybody? Good morning. As you can see, I got a couple of guests on today. Some of my guys, man, that I'm doing another show with. We usually do during the week. And Source is away this week. He is sure. I appreciate you. He is away. He's out of town or out of the area, or whatever. So he may tap in, he may not. But it is what it is. I got a couple of my guys with me, and we're hoping to have another guest. But first up, my man Didge, introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? My name's Didge. Obviously, do podcasts with GVN, also part of the Geek Set podcast. Love sports, so I had to tap in. Definitely had to tap in.
No doubt about it. I appreciate you. Joel, what's up, my man? What's good?
What's good, yo? GVN Sports. Also, big sports fan. You needed some backup? I got you, bro. Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, no doubt.
We could have left the Giants fan out.
I need to fucking hate this.
Oh man, Giants got a big game today.
Right now, we need to be.
We gonna definitely talk about the Giants. Yeah, they got a big game today, man. One of the more entertaining games of the weekend, and in some people's eyes, the most entertaining.
I heard that's the only game between two teams with winning records, and I didn't double check it. I just saw somebody say
I believe that is correct.
I got it open right now. Let's see.
I believe that's correct. Check it out.
Holy shit. Ain't that some shit? Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's great. It's a lot of crazy things going this weekend between potential division leaders, current division leaders, the records of teams that are playing each other. Like, this is like one crazy, and I mean crazy weekend of football. What I want to get into first, we're going to obviously pick some games here in a little bit, but what I obviously, really want to get into first is the fact that Tom Brady, man, like, I watched that game the other night, and they let Chicago do to them Now, who do they play? It was
It was
I was gonna
Ravens.
say I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about Chicago.
I didn't even want to talk about that game.
I didn't want to talk about
the
that.
Ravens. I watched them play
Back
the
to
Ravens
last week's game. Yes,
we were expecting a really, really big game, possibly from both of these guys. But man, like the Bucks organization, the Bucks team looks bad, and Brady looks like really bad. Like, what do you guys think is the issue?
He's 45. He shouldn't have came back this year. He really shouldn't have. I guess you didn't expect the drop off to be that bad because it like Brady been Brady, but I guess at some point they right. Father time really hits you, and it's just like, fam, we done. And that's my cousin right there. I didn't know he would tap in this early. It's early in Denver. Why you up this early?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just saying you're a real Patriots fan.
Yeah, man. You know, you see the hat.
Yeah,
no, Brady. It's just 45 is rough to still be playing football unless you're a kicker. You take too many hits as a quarterback to be out there at 45 still trying to play.
Damn. People in the group say he's old. Just like you said, I agree with you guys, and my man is old.
To be fair, he's been old for like 5 years. So it's like,
but that's the thing. 45. I don't know if it's 45 is different like that. That was a wall, apparently.
That's why he didn't expect it. You're like, oh, he's just gonna retire good. I guess he didn't want to. He's like, I gotta fall off before I retire officially.
You shouldn't. I wouldn't want to retire after I fell off. Like you got to retire on top.
I agree.
Last season was a good send off where it's like you led that team back where they could have went to the Super Bowl, but the defense sort of let you down. And it's like if they would have left at that, it would have been, oh man, Brady still had it, but the defense let him down. This year it's like, damn, Brady going outside.
I think he came back just to also like not have to dwell on the fact that shit ain't good at home. Distraction. Like,
I thought that was the reason shit started not going good at home.
Right.
I think it was way before that. I mean, that might have been the boiling point. Like, oh fuck it, we're done. You gotta go back.
You might be right.
Man, it's bad, man. Like you got all this going on personally at home, and then everything that's in the media, and it's going to hit in the media, man. Like, and then some of the comments she's making, like, how do you play a football game with your guys and knowing in the back of your mind that what some of those guys are thinking? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. And then all the freaking Antonio Brown, he's out here sending pictures of him hugged up with Giselle. And like, how
he's a wild man.
That's crazy.
He's a wild dude, man. That's a wild dude. You guys thinking like like they did with Mello situation when the folks started jumping in Lala's DMs. You think they doing Giselle the same way?
Oh.
Easily.
There's some dogs out there. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Somebody is printing out so he can see it on the field, so that way they know, like, yo, this is what we're doing now. Because you got to get in his head. That's just it's that I'm trying to take you out your. He already looking bad. How can I take you more out the game? Oh yeah, I'm doing that. Look, that's a sad picture, man.
Yeah, shout out to my guy Don, man. He's one of our 49ers fans. That's family right there. In the group, but he says that it's not all on Tom, man. He said the receiver's been dropping a lot of passes as well, and I agree with that. But I've seen a lot of plays the last couple of weeks that Tom's ball placement is kind of all over the place too.
Mm-hmm.
He's overthrown. He had a couple of other night. Overthrown. Had a surefire touchdown actually.
Oh yeah, easy. Yeah, I have him as my fantasy quarterback, so it hurt me too.
No,
you got a fantasy in our league.
Yeah,
yeah, I'd have benched him by now.
He didn't have like 18 to because he got 18 points this week to the last minute, bro. That's when he got the 18. I had like 12 the whole game. I'm like, this is shit.
I got Tom in a few other leagues, man. Hold on, who is this? Who is it? Hey, Caesar, go ahead, man. He said, "Who's the Joker taking my spot?" See, he was off last week, man. He was off last week. The people ain't let you off this week, so I ain't bringing you back, man.
Sorry for your fence.
or after how long we took last week. I know the white people won't gonna let you get back on. So you know what I'm saying. So she said you can't come back on, man. We can't let you back on. We respect the women in this group. You feel me? So I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Maybe if she goes on vacation or goes out of town or something, we might can sneak you on, and we don't announce that we're having a show. But I don't think she wants you to come back on with us this week, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, Brady. I don't know, man. But the crazy thing is, in the division, we're still right there for the taking. It's still right there for the taking. So I don't know if we see them do a dramatic turnaround and we see them run off 5 or 6 games in a row. But this is starting to look more and more like, you know, a team can mess around and win this division. That division with 9 wins, maybe.
Yeah, this division is bad. I didn't realize Atlanta was technically on top of that division.
That's sad.
Yeah. That is so crazy. That is so crazy, man. But I don't know. We're gonna see what we're gonna get from Tom here, man. Like, and the rest of this team. I thought at the beginning of the year that there could be some issues with that offensive line because we knew they had lost some offensive linemen. But it's just bad all over the place. And then you sign a Julio Jones, who's essentially played. You know what you get when you get Julio?
Yeah, right.
Right. 2 games, bro. He's played like 2 games.
Yeah. He's barely there.
It don't help that Shaquille Barrett tore his Achilles on Thursday either. That's gonna be rough for that defense.
That didn't help. Nope. Yep. That sucks.
That is big. That is big. So we're gonna see, man. But let's get into some of these games, man. And if we end up talking about some other things, that's perfectly good. I was hoping Jawan would be on so I can talk about his boy, but maybe we'll talk about that come Tuesday. We'll see. You know? Maybe we have a sports show, right?
And nothing crazy drops, you know?
Right.
So, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into some of these games right here, man. And off top, let's just go on into it. Is there any doubt in either one of you mind that my Cowboys would take care of the Bears today?
Man, they better. I need the Bears to be embarrassed today after what they did to my boys last Monday. I need the Bears to get shut out. I need them to look horrible. I am so upset about the Bears. But no, I mean, seriously, I'd be shocked otherwise. Is it in Dallas? I didn't look that up.
Yes.
Oh, then yeah. Even more so, it should be an easy game. Justin Fields, I mean, you can stop him. They have nothing else really.
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised that they beat the Patriots. Honestly, I was not expecting that. I was like, oh shit.
I don't know what.
And it's funny. It happened like the same week I picked up the Patriots defense. I'm like, this is what happened this week. Like, God damn it, bro! I got bad luck with that shit. I mean, I don't expect that. I can't imagine it's gonna be too much of a problem for Dallas at all. But I mean, they surprised me last week. They might make it a fight. I mean, that might be a possibility, but I don't know. I don't think they got enough to pull it off.
They could. I mean, they were able to run the ball against the Patriots, and as dominant as Dallas's defense has been, if you're going to get them, you can run the ball on them. Right. You know, because they're so big at wreaking havoc, at the pass, coming out the quarterback. So they can find a way to run the ball. Chicago could actually be around in this game, and then you got a quarterback that with Fields with legs, right? It always scares me.
Right. Yeah.
It seems like there's a lot. As much as we get to the quarterback, there's always a lot of times that we're like a half a second too late. That key first down or something. But it's no Zeke today for Dallas. He's supposed to not play. They're showing him walking into the in there now, and he's like a little bit of a limp and stuff. I don't know, but he's supposed to not to play. They signed it, brought up a couple of other running backs. Should be the Tony Pollard show. We know he's not the blocker and pass protection as Zeke is, but we know that Pollard is the guy that can make 1 or 2 cuts and take it to the house.
Right.
Yeah, he killed us when he played the Giants, so I remember.
Yeah. I'm just hoping we keep the same philosophy. We don't change anything up just because Zeke is more than likely not going to play. And I like it when Dak is not throwing the ball 40 times a game. If you can keep him under 35 passes, and you can run the ball successfully, that's the key to success for them. When he took off to become the Dallas Cowboys quarterback and they were having that early success, the key was run the football. Mm-hmm. He wasn't throwing the ball 40 and 45 times a game, right? He was throwing it, 25, 35 times a game. And the defense was decent enough back then. It's even better now. But I think we should win this game. Trayvon Diggs, another interception this week. I can see that coming. I'm gonna take my Cowboys 30-14. What kind of scores y'all think?
30-14.
Damn.
You know what? 31-14. I do think it's around that score. I can't see Justin Fields having that good of a day running anymore. Parsons is faster than anybody on that Patriots defense. So yes, yes, he can run and get around, but Michael Parsons back there, that defense is still only giving up about 14, 15 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
And they played some really good offenses, and the Bears not a really good offense. So I could really see them getting locked to that 14. It could end up being 31-7. The Bears offense, contrary to what they did last week, is not as good as we're thinking. So I could see that, like I said, 31-14 type score, especially as that Dallas defense really locks Justin Fields down and make him throw.
Yeah. The chat, my man Terrence Strong said 28-17. Maybe he's got the Cowboys there. So there's a lot of folks that believe the Cowboys should be able to put up some points. Even if Dak is not all the way back, I still think that with the defense should be able to put them in prime position, some short fields and then after turnovers and things of that nature, whereas they may not have to do as much. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed on that one. Somebody says, I don't think the Cowboys can stop a running quarterback. The Cowboys are overrated. So what's overrated about them? The defense is overrated? I mean, I did say
scoring defense in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I did state that the Cowboys, I mean, they do have an issue with stopping the run period. So I'm not saying that Fields might not make a play or two. He might. Can he do that for 4 quarters? And we saying to give it Sunday. I just don't see it happening today, though. So we shall see.
I mean, you got to figure the last running quarterback they played was Hurts, and granted they lost that game, but they held him to 27 yards. So it's tough to say you can't stop a running quarterback when the last running quarterback, the one who's been running over everybody this year, was held to 27 yards.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's true. And that's a running quarterback with hella weapons.
So. Right.
You know what I mean?
Indeed. So let's move up the street a little bit then. Let's go on up, way up the street.
Speaking of hell,
we got the Steelers and the Eagles today. And I'll tell you guys what's crazy every time I see this. I'll tell you a quick story. I never forget. My homeboys and I were going to a Cowboy game. You guys probably never been, but you're talking about a big ticket live. The Cowboys and Steelers. Of course not. The Cowboys and Steelers. I don't know if there's a bigger game or they're just as big as any game in the NFL because they've got history, you know, in the 70s, 80s, Super Bowls, things of that nature. And they don't get to play but once with every 4 times a year. Right. So usually every time they play, I go, no matter where it is. But I never forget, we decided to drive one time and to get to Pittsburgh from here from PA. Nice. And not paying attention, not really realizing how far apart they really are. We got off on the wrong exit going to this game. Right? We get off on the wrong exit. So when we stop at this little convenience store and we asked the guy, was like, yeah, man, we get, we load up on some beer and some other stuff. So, hey, man, he said, you guys are going to the game? We had a Cowboy. Yeah, oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, man. I said, yeah, look, we got off on the wrong exit, I think, man. So which exit we jump on to get back to head to Pittsburgh? Man, the dude started laughing at us. He said, "Well, you got a long way to go. You got to go all the way back down here and back around." Literally, man, we had to drive literally probably about a good almost 10 miles from where we were at that time just to get back on the highway.
Wow.
Yeah, this one you got to know at the game, right? On the way, it started snowing real bad.
Oh damn!
And we nicked a deer on the way to the game.
Oh damn! Y'all was in a world of hurt.
Man,
they didn't want you to go.
Bro. We got up there to that game, man, and the thing was the rest areas were so far apart. So my homeboy saw the deer at the last minute. We all looked up and said, "Oh snap!" And he swerved a little bit, and we comes up boom. Like, well, we got a rental, right? I said, well, that's gonna be a dent. Hope you got insurance on this bad boy. We finally get to this exit on our way to the game, right by Roy Rogers and a gas station. Roy Rogers, and we look at it, and it wasn't a big a ding as we thought. It was like right over the wheel well, but it was bad news. We got to the game. It was too cold to do anything the day before the game out there. Like Pittsburgh is a different type of cold.
Oh yeah,
yeah, out there, and you got to go through hoops to get alcohol in Pittsburgh. It's not the old regular,
Really?
Like the old regular. I can walk up to the convenience store type stuff once you get in the Pittsburgh part, right?
Oh,
and we literally had to go to a bar across the street to buy 6-packs, and they're charging like almost $20 a 6-pack. But anyway, we lost that game. It just went bad. So, but I have no love for Pittsburgh or the Philadelphia Eagles.
The city itself, actually, not just the team.
It was just bad all the way around, man. But this game today, man, we got two teams definitely going in different directions, man. Like you have the Steelers, who are sitting at 2-5.
That's right.
And had all types of injuries, swapping quarterbacks in and out. And then you have the Eagles, the lone undefeated team in the National Football League, and they just got a little bit better. We guess they added Robert Quinn to that pass rush. Do the Steelers have any type of chance of winning this game today?
No, they might have a tough time scoring this game. Like
any given Sunday, man, you never know.
I can't see it. Think about I liken this
I can't see it
to when they played Buffalo. I think they scored 3 points against Buffalo. They may do the same. Like the Steelers are bad, man. Neither quarterback really gives you any type of confidence. Kenny Pickett, granted, he's a rookie, so he still has his rookie jitters, and you're not helping it by continuously trying to bring in Trubisky, but it doesn't look pretty. I saw this on the schedule, and I was just like, this is going to be that ugly game of the week. It's going to be like college football, where that juggernaut goes in, places the cupcake, and it's all right. Well, it's sad.
Yeah, this is bad, man.
Yeah, I can't see it going anyway but towards Philly, but I would really like to see it go towards Pittsburgh. It'd be nice to see the Pittsburgh turn it up. I mean, have been playing better since the beginning of the year, where they look like complete garbage.
Have they been playing better?
I mean, better than the way they started, yeah.
I mean, granted, I guess they beat Tampa, but Tampa is
not
much.
Yes, so. That's not the best example, right? But I mean, again, it's another fucking fantasy issue. Like I drafted Najee Harris for him to do nothing this year. Like the most disappointing. I think I'm playing.
He got hurt though, to be fair. He did get hurt. So he might not be 100% back.
I mean, he's been active. And if you out there, you better fucking do something. That's how I look at it. Like,
NFC East bias.
I'm just saying you're out there. You're out there.
Oh, Lord.
You see two NFC East hats in here. Hey, man, I think the problem now, people may laugh. If we would have turned around in the third quarter and this would actually be a game, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm trying to think, was it sometime in the last couple of years? I remember they played each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I thought it was going to be a lopsided game. And the two were it was actually a pretty good game for a while. I can't remember, was it last year before? Anyway, whenever they played that, I wouldn't be surprised. It's just, it's Pennsylvania. I mean, I don't know.
It's a rivalry game, like you said, too.
Huh?
It's a rivalry game, too.
Yeah, it's a rivalry game. I just would not be surprised. My thing is, I guess, so I say that they're trashing Trubisky in here. I think Pickett is playing. I guess Pickett is playing. Either way, both of them give you legs. I mean, both of them can move a little bit, and they're going to have to against this Philadelphia defense, right?
Oh, yeah.
I just don't know if either one of those quarterbacks can sustain drives. That's been the Steelers' problem this entire season. They can't sustain drives, and you're turning around, putting a already injured defense right back on the football field.
Yeah.
I would actually
that question, by the way, Philly.
What's
somebody
that?
Asked, was it in Pittsburgh? It's in Philly.
It's in Philly?
It's in Philly? Yep,
yeah.
It's in Philly. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, I just don't know, man. I just don't know. I think if Watt was playing, like if Watt was playing this game, I feel a little bit better.
It could be a little.
He's going to be there every other play. He's going to cause problems. And I think it would change, even though Philly's a good running team, I think it would change the strategy just a little bit. And you pretty much narrow down to, they're probably going to definitely run the ball a little bit more than try to put it in the air. Then just take their shots with Brown as they need them. But, I don't know. If it's still a game at some point late in the game, I won't be surprised. But I'm still going to roll with the Steelers. I'm sorry. Not the Steelers. The Eagles. I'm going to roll with the Eagles 31-20.
I'm hoping for the upset. Hoping for the upset. That'd be funny. I mean, let me give props to Jalen Hurts because I didn't really believe in him coming into the season. He's definitely surprised. Don't get me wrong, he is fucking loaded with help, but at the same time, you gotta throw the ball. You run the ball. He's been doing his thing. So I'll give credit where credit's due.
Indeed.
I'm gonna go 24-7. Even though the Eagles have been winning big, it's not like they're putting up world beater numbers. I think they're still always within like the 20 to 28 range. So I'm definitely going there. Indeed.
Might end up being a fun game. We shall see. Group has a lot of what's crazy is the Facebook group has a ton of fans on both sides. So it'll be fun to see if anybody makes any comments during the course of the game. I'll be watching that. Next up, the Cardinals and the Vikings, and this is probably a game that honestly looked probably a little more enticing at the beginning of the season, and I think it's still a pretty good game. It's a lot of good matchups to look at in this, but you got two teams now that are also going in two different directions. We have the Cardinals sitting in at 3-4.
They're still right in the thick of their division, though.
Yeah, that's what's crazy, right? And then you have the Vikings. Nailed by one, Captain Kirk. At 5-1.
Captain Kirk doing his thing. Still doing his thing.
Are you guys more surprised that the Cardinals are sitting at 3-4 right now with some of the additions they had in the offseason, or the fact that the Vikings are sitting there at the top of that division?
I'm more surprised that the Vikings are at the top of their division. You were on the episode of GVN Sports where I picked the Packers to win that division easily. Yes, you did. And obviously, I'm not looking very great right now, but things could turn around. It's still a lot of football left.
But you picked them to win the division, and I said,
I'm mad you had that picture loaded up. Like, why did you have that ready?
Of all the fucking pictures.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Look at that Captain Kirk, man. You got the bling and everything. You feel me?
You ready?
I remember when that picture first got posted. They said he put cashing all his codes cash for that.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's gonna be entertaining, man. Like I said, you have the Cardinals who, I don't know, like we thought about it a week or two ago, they were starting to look better, but they can't escape the injury. Connor's out again, surprise. They lost Hollywood. And I will admit though, D-Hop looked pretty good last week.
He did. So that's a huge win for him. And I mean, I feel like that'll help both Skyler's his sort of confidence is, yo, I got Hopkins back there. I can just, like he said, just say, fuck it, throw it to Hopkins. I'm going to go. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joel.
No, I'm just going to say I'm more surprised about Arizona not living up to expectations over Minnesota. Mainly because it was between them and Green Bay. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, going into the season, so it was like a 50% chance it was going to be either Minnesota or Green Bay. So not to say they haven't surprised me. They've been really much better than I expected as well. But I didn't have the Lions or the Bears playing that good. So again, it was 50-50. But I have been shocked that the Cardinals haven't played a little bit better. It's like they got the talent, they got the.
That's fair. I picked them to win, so it's not like I thought the Packers had the division. I thought it was nothing.
That's another shocker. The Packers play has not been good either. So who saw that coming?
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be good. As I mentioned on GBN, and I keep saying it, what I love about what Minnesota is doing is the fact that they're getting Justin Jefferson to be a big factor without having to score. Right, so we saw him start off
I
pretty
could
great.
use
He
him
had
to
the
have some more
down game.
scores.
Did you? But most people don't realize this guy only has 2 receiving touchdowns, and he's rushed.
Yeah, he needs to bump those up.
Yeah, I think I think the one rush might have been.
he
Look at the London game. I think the rush might have been in the London game, but he has 2 receiving touchdowns and only one and a rushing touchdown. But on the flip side, he still has 650-something yards receiving.
Mm-hmm.
They're finding a way to win football games amid him not touching the end zone every week.
Yep.
And they fought through some Dalvin Cook injuries too.
Surprise.
Still managed to be right here. Kirk so far has been money in the fourth quarter. He's looked good at the end of games. He's led a couple of game-winning drives. And I think, it could come down to that today. I mean, I'm picking the Vikings, obviously. I just think that with the injury bug, like I say, with the Cardinals, and even though they're starting to play well, I think they're missing. They lost a couple of more guys along that offensive line in the previous weeks, and I think that's going to be a problem as well. So I'm rolling with the Vikings, Captain Kirk, and Kirk we trust. Well, some of us trust. I'm going to trust Kirk today.
28 Cardinals.
28-23 Vikings. That's what I got.
28-23. I'm going Cardinals 21-17.
Damn.
I think the Cardinals do it. I think it's that shocker. The Vikings have been playing well. They're due for a game where they're like, "Oh, I fuck up. I remember who I am." They're due for that one.
You ain't wrong.
Oh man.
What do you think, Joel? Who won in that game?
I'm gonna say Minnesota. They've been more trustworthy this year. I do like that he's back. But like they have, I mean, I can't imagine they're just gonna figure it out this week. So I got Minnesota. I don't know score wise. I guess I'll roll with your score, but I guess I go Minnesota this game this week.
You guys are overhyping. The Vikings are due for a game where they fuck up.
So are we, but like I'm running
it would be great
right now. Like
if we could just get an explosion on both sides. Like, can we get a big, 9 reception, 180-yard, 2 touchdown game from Justin Jefferson, and maybe a 12 reception,
of course he would.
100 some odd yard game from D Hop. We just get some offense, man. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be a fun game.
That would be really fun.
What did D Hop catch? 10 passes last week, I think?
Yeah, 10 for like 105, 100 and something like that.
Okay.
He's like, I'm back.
Right. I saw somebody in the comments here earlier was like, the PDs work. I was like, oh man. Oh man.
They ruthless in here. I'm telling you, man. What we got up next, man? Next up, we are going to roll down to a very interesting game. The Panthers and the Falcons. And you look at this game. So we were talking about this division earlier, and we were talking about Brady and them, right? So for anybody who's not looked at the standings, so the Falcons right now are sitting in first place at 3-4. You have the Bucks at 3-5, the Panthers at 2-5, and the Saints at 2-5. So the winner of this game will be in sole possession of first place. Is basically what this is saying. So the Panthers could win today and be 3-5 and be in first place in that division.
Definitely.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That is crazy. I mean, when the Panthers, you gotta watch them, man. What did they beat Brady in? 21-3? I think it was 21-3.
It was ugly.
Yeah, they play good defense.
They when we played them, I remember saying there's a good team somewhere in there.
Yeah,
I don't know where, but it's in there.
Yeah, it's deep in there.
I just didn't expect it to be without Baker and without Christian McCaffrey. I was not expecting that.
That was crazy.
That's what makes it crazier. You know what I mean? They got without Robbie Anderson. Jesus Christ, they're about to talk about it.
I don't know about all the marbles, but it's the toilet bowl for first place.
Toilet bowl. Think about the no Saints, no Bucks. I mean, that's shocking.
Yeah, these are the two teams that I thought would have been at the bottom of the division.
Word.
So to see that they're playing for the lead, that threw me off. I mean, I've been coming at the Panthers all season, talking about how they're not going to win more than 6 games, and I still don't think they're going to win more than 6 games. So, Baker not starting even though he's healthy, right? It's still PJ.
Yeah, they said it was going with PJ Walker. That's what I saw.
Yep,
That's smart. That's smart on their part. They shouldn't go back to Baker because then they would definitely lose.
they said PJ's been the best quarterback for them, so I'm like, all right.
Well, Darnold is hurt and Baker is Baker, so I get it. But Atlanta surprised me. Mariota has, third life, I guess you would call this, because second life was probably in Vegas. But he's really making the most of his time there. Cordero Patterson is hurt now, but he was doing well for them. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen in this game. This is a game where I really don't know who's going to win. Neither team, I think, no matter where they're at, is going to make any type of noise outside of this, just outside of the division. But for the sake of it, of course, I'm going Atlanta. I mean, I can't say the Panthers are going to win 6 games to the whole year and say, yeah, but they're going to win today. Like, no, they're not.
Yeah, shout out to my guy JB. He was pointing out that Hubbard's not playing for the Falcons, so I think it's going to be mostly Dante Freeman or Dante. What's his name? Dante, right? Dante Freeman.
Devontae.
Is playing. I think they combined for over 100. Him and Hubbard combined for over 180 yards rushing on the Bucks. So it looked like Foreman, Dante Foreman, right? Dante Foreman.
Oh, yeah, for the Panthers, Foreman.
Yeah, Dante Foreman.
I'm thinking of all right, yeah.
Yeah. Dante
I definitely
Foreman.
went over to the Falcons.
But yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Mariota, like you mentioned, Mariota has been playing well, but they've been running the football. They've been running the football really well. The past 2 weeks, they've only attempted like less than 30 passes. I think like 27, 28 passes over the past 2 weeks. They've been running the football well, Algier and Huntley. And I think that's really going to be the key today. Who can run the football? I like what Atlanta has a little bit more than I like what than what the Carolina Panthers have right now, especially with no Christian McCaffrey. So I'm going to roll with the Falcons. Right. I say it's going to be something like 23-17, something like that.
That's going to be crazy. I have no idea.
I can't see that much offense in this game. I saw someone already say, they said Panthers 17-14. I think Atlanta 17-14. I hope Atlanta gets Kyle Pitts involved more. They need to slowly get him involved, but let's get him out. Kyle Pitts is too good to be floundering like this, like he is.
Enjoy Gavin.
This is why I know that I was telling you guys, see if you guys wanted to come through. I was like, man, one, I like doing it in the morning because I get a good laugh. And so we got some great people in the Sports Bar podcast group. They are funny, man. So I get my laugh and they wake me up. And number 2, of course, like I said, as you can imagine, we play a lot of fantasy sports. So we do FanDuel in there. There's a lot of, and then we have some season-long football leagues, fantasy football leagues. So Source and I like to get in early, so we have some time to get our lineup set and stuff before the game starts. So
yeah, so this is smart. I've never had my lineup this set, so waking up and getting ready for this, I was like, I can set my lineup. I can make sure all of this is set up.
He gets his corn, his frosted flakes going. I get my coffee, and we get up and do this thing. 10:30 a.m. every Sunday. Hey, so what we got up next, man? Oh, yes. I'm loving this right here. Got to ask my people, and Joel, you're going to really need your input on this one, bro.
All right. Bigger story, Jets or Giants?
Ooh.
Not locally, it's been like a toss-up, but really, I think the Giants have been more of the talk, primarily because like the Jets got some talent there. You know what I mean? They've been kind of living up. They've been overplaying themselves. Wilson's been good. I mean, it sucks with Breece Hall getting hurt. That really sucked, but he was on pace for rookie offensive player of the year, right? So I mean, and then they started that year where they looked terrible, right? They started one game, and then like I'm keeping receipts, and then like that whole thing blew up, like, and that's awesome because I'll be keeping them receipts too, right? You could say, I mean, nothing against what the Jets have been doing. They've been a surprise as well. But the Giants are doing it in a way that's different than most teams that I've ever seen ever. they're just playing smarter than most players. That they're winning by being smarter, not by actually out talenting their teams. You know what I mean? Most of the time, we have the worst roster on the other side. That's why we've probably been underdogs every game this year, except against Chicago somehow. You know, um, and that's the only time when we were favored. Every game we've been unfavored because we don't have on paper the better team most of the time. You know what I
Right.
mean? We figure it out. I've not like that's why when I was watching Tampa Bay the other day, and they came up with some bogus ass offensive play like that was very predictable. I'm like, you could have figured out a better way to get there. You were right there. You needed like 2 or 3 yards. Like, how hard was that? And every week it's like I know they'll figure it out. That's the difference with the Giants. It's really been the coaching staff that's been really surprising. And I think they've shown it in a way that that's been more surprising. They're doing more with less in a way that I've never seen. So that's why to me they've been the bigger story. Plus they have a slightly better record. But not to give anything, the Jets have been great too. They've been a very big surprise. But to me, the Giants have been the bigger story. And yes, I might be a little biased, but
I was gonna say you're also might be slightly biased.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm here. Like locally, they're both big. The big talk because both teams are being good. That's very rare. But the Giants to me have been the bigger story locally.
What do you think, Did?
I mean, it's fuck the Jets always, so I'm definitely going. But it's also fuck the Giants.
That's how you really feel.
This is tough because it's also still fuck the Giants. So it's like, but no, the Jets have. I think the Giants have been the bigger story because also they have the bigger coach. Daboll has been everywhere. Like what he did to turn around that team. Well, not only that, but what he did to turn around the team and sort of the lore around him has been huge. I feel like you can't watch an NFL show or just watch any type of sports show where it's like, yo, this coach, man, he really did this for the team. So I think I definitely got to say them, and because I think of the caliber of the teams sort of that they've beat already, where it's like they went, like, granted, now we know Green Bay isn't the Green Bay we thought they would be. Baltimore, you still have your questions about, but when you go to both of those and you beat both of them, it makes for a larger story. Whereas I think the Jets, their two biggest tests would have again been that Baltimore game and the Bengals game. They lost both of those. Like, granted, they did beat Green Bay, but that was when we started figuring out Green Bay is maybe who we thought they were going to be.
Yeah, that's when Green Bay started realizing maybe we're not as good as we thought. And then they proceeded to suck ever since. That's the difference of Green Bay. But then we came out and can beat Baltimore the next week.
Yeah.
It's just like we've been able to prove it. And look, a lot of these games haven't been fucking blowouts. We haven't blown anybody out. We're figuring it out in the second half of the game. We start slow most of the time, and then we figure it out at the end. That's usually how it's been, like every game.
Indeed. I think they're both great stories. And the beautiful thing about having this conversation today is because both of them have some pretty big games today. And the first one we're going to start off with, of course, is your guys. Your guys got a big one today. Everybody seems to be excited about this game. Turned on ESPN earlier this morning. They were talking about it. Turned on NFL Network. Mooch and Warner, they were hyped about it. This is a pretty big game. I'd never in my life thought, I'd be like, man, the Giants and Seahawks playing today. Ain't no way I'm missing that.
Right.
That's
exactly saying it sounds weird, right?
How does this play out today, Joel? How does this play out today?
I don't know. I want to say we pull it out, but like Seahawks have been also very shocking. I don't think anybody saw this from Gino. And don't get me wrong, believe it or not, Gino had some good games last year. At the end of that year, like people are like, yeah, whatever, it happens. But Gino has proven he's pretty good, and no one expected him to even start. Starting the season, right? I remember when the trade happened, like no one, Gino not starting, but he won the battle. He got the spot, and he's been looking good. I mean, they lost Penny this year, but this dude Walker, or the rookie Walker, right? Walker,
Kenneth Walker.
He's been good. I really regret not picking him up in fantasy when I had the opportunity. That bothers me, but he's been good. The line has been good. They're obviously Pete Carroll knows what he's doing. I mean, people might have forgotten the last couple of years, but he's actually a pretty good coach, right? So I want to give the props to the Seahawks. But I don't know. Like I have no doubt they're gonna probably hit us in the mouth in the beginning of the game, but we might just figure it out at the end like we usually do. You know, they'll just run it. We're sitting there in the background. All right, you just play your hand. We will figure you out by the end of this game, and that's usually how it plays out. Now, we come up with a big stop or turnover or this or that, and it's just always something. So, like, I want to say that we figure it out, but I'm not gonna say that it's a given, obviously. So, like. It's gonna be a good game because it's gonna be a battle of like we're both good teams now. Who's just right now? It's like a chess match. It's
Right
a
on.
brain match. So like I don't know. I'm obviously biased. So we'll veer towards the Giants, but we'll see. No doubt.
No doubt. What you think, Diggs?
So my first question, it's a cross-country trip. Like we were saying earlier, those always seem to doom whichever team has to go cross-country.
True.
Now, it's definitely usually worse for when West Coast teams have to go to the East Coast, but it's not favorable the other way around either. It's definitely going to be a run-heavy game. Both teams rely on the run, really, and I'm glad to see DK is playing. Yeah, he said it probably 15 minutes ago.
What?
I was shocked too.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, thank you for telling me.
But one thing I got a question with the Giants is they have to reshuffle their offensive line. Didn't they just lose 2 or 3 people on it?
We lost 2 people.
Okay.
Bredesen went to IR and Neal is now hurt. But hopefully he'll be back in a couple weeks.
But either way, for today, so he's probably not going to play.
Yeah, they're not there today.
Obviously, the one on IR is not, but the other guy.
That hurts. Yeah. That's gonna take a hit. I mean, I don't know. Can they sustain that blow? Because obviously that's our first pick of the draft this year, around Evan Neal.
Right.
I mean, he's been good, but he's also he's a rookie, so he's been games. But hopefully, I think who took it? Tyree, I forgot his name. Took his spot last week, and hopefully he can stand up to it this week. And we lost our rookie tight end Bellinger too. That hurts. He might be back though by the end of the year if we're lucky. But he had surgery on his eye. It broke his eye socket. Some shit. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So sucks. I mean, we got hurt last week. We won, but we lost a couple guys in the process.
Right.
So maybe that might play a factor. You're absolutely right. That could hurt us this year, especially because we like to run the ball and Saquon.
Right, and that's
key to the offense, and
that's definitely what I'm thinking is.
I think he got a big game today too.
Yeah.
If that offensive line can't sustain them and relying more on the passing game,
receivers we don't have
quarterbacks. I'm picking Geno Smith over Daniel Jones.
Just based
so with
on
that said,
talent, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. With that said, I'm going 28-24 Seahawks.
Wow, it's gonna be high scoring.
I don't think it's gonna be higher scoring.
I'm hoping for more points than that, man. Geno 11 TDs, only three INTs, man. I wanted the scoreboard to get lit up, bro. I'm gonna take Seattle by a point, 31-30.
Really?
Whoa,
I think if it comes down to a point, we'll figure it out.
Hey, look,
I know
you guys been searching for consistent receiver play and all that, but bro, the one thing about Seattle defense suck. Seattle defense suck. Like they've made
they got the Legion of Boom
when they had to. But, Geno has been the finisher on offense. What they've been able to do. Tyler, have you guys seen the video was circulating about Tyler Lockett knows how not to get hit?
No.
It's crazy. I can't even know what it's called. I saw a video the other day. Somebody strung together, maybe 10 to 12. I don't know, it might have been more plays of Tyler Lockett catching a pass and then just sliding or getting down or just going it's crazy. He's the master of getting down on the ground. Like he's not gonna take a big hit. But we talk about DK Metcalf playing today, which is big for them, but Lockett's actually the leading receiver so far this year. So he and Geno got a nice combination going on.
DK has been very hit or miss this year.
Yeah. But that's
good back on the field though, because they didn't look good last week when they was taking him out on that cart.
Right.
No. Yeah. I mean, Lockett, I have Lockett on fantasy. So, I mean, it's good to know that DK playing today. I'm just going to bench him. I'll put in Higgins. Just I'll switch it out. Thank you for the
No
update.
doubt. So we talked about your Giants. Let's talk about that other team over there.
Okay.
They're taking on Digits Patriots today. But the game is in New York, right? So
It is.
Home game.
Dig. Let's get the perspective on this, man, because y'all need to win this thing, man.
We need this win. Interestingly enough, we're the favorites.
Yeah.
We're the betting favorites. I don't know what Vegas sees to call us the betting favorites.
Defense.
I mean, honestly,
last week.
I'm obviously going to pick us. I'm just going to get that out the way. We already know I'm picking us. But I am really shocked that we were the betting favorites. I'm wondering if it's the Jets are missing. Obviously, Breece Hall is gone, I think, for the year.
Yeah, he's done.
And one of their D tackles, he's out this game. So I'm wondering if they're looking at the Jets are sort of starting to get a little bit banged up and we can capitalize. Or if they're looking at it in a rivalry game, obviously, everybody plays hard in a rivalry game. My biggest question is, will Mac Jones has been shaky. 100% biased. Of course there's bias. 100%. Mac Jones has been shaky. Zappy looked rough. And I can't imagine Bill's going to keep doing this quarterback shuffle. But you got to wonder, can he return to what he did last year against what's a surprisingly really good Jets secondary? I'm going to say yes, and I'm going Patriots 28-21.
Wow.
Yeah, they I'm wondering about you guys in the middle because I think your center's out, right? Andrews is not playing.
Yeah, we got some
Williams, and then we'll be looking to try to create some pressure up there. I'm interested to see how much James Robinson's going to run the ball today.
Yeah.
He was traded over course to the Jets.
Yeah.
Which I think was a move for them because I think he should be able, if he's healthy enough, he should be good in that time share probably with Carter.
Michael Carter, I'm about to say.
We also got a safety I don't think he's not going to play, but he definitely has an ankle injury. Then one of our D tackles has a knee issue. But I didn't want to linger on too much on those because I gotta psych myself up into the win. So we talk about the good things.
Hey, I think what's going to be interesting to watch, and I do believe both teams are definitely going to try to run the football. You know the Patriots are.
For sure.
Is looking at the two rookie DBs though. So Sauce Gardner, we can agree he's the real deal. Sauce Gardner for the Jets is the real deal.
Absolutely.
That kid for the Patriots, Jack Jones, can play. And I saw something the other day. They said that those two have the lowest completion percentage against them this year amongst rookies.
Nice.
They're 1-2.
Nice.
That's crazy. So no fly zone over there.
No, it's one of those things where as much as I come after Daniel Jones, or not Daniel, I'm sorry, Zach. I'm sorry. I'm still talking about the Giants.
Long Jones.
But as much as I still come after Zach Wilson and saying I don't know if he's going to be the real deal, or even Mac Jones on the Patriots. Of the two, if I'm going to one of the two, it's my guy, so I got to go with him. But I still also think that Mac Jones has the higher ceiling, and I think if they're both playing at their best, Mac Jones will be the better of the two, which is what I'm hoping for to lead before that.
Say what Juwan has to say. Juwan, imagine.
Also,
to that question, I was born in '92 and was a Pats fan before that.
So, there it is. Hey,
to let you know.
Hey, look, man. Hey, look. I'm gonna let you know since you guys are new to the show coming in. There's two guys in here. You don't pay them no mind, right? One was on last week. That's our guy. That's our resident. You guys ever seen the old was it the pizza? Was it Domino's commercial with the Noid?
Oh yeah,
the Noid. Yeah,
Caesar Gonzalez is the Noid. Okay, so it's like we've unofficially hired him just to piss everybody off in the group. So that's what he does. He's a Chargers fan. So pay him absolutely no mind.
Oh, he's no good. Worries. I love it.
He's good on he's good on bets and prop bets and all that. But other than that, outside of his undying love with Justin Herbert, just like surprisingly hope was it's bad Juwan ain't here because they have something in common, right? Pay Caesar no mind. And Keys is my guy. He's been on too, but every once in a while I see when Washington gets a win, you know what I'm saying? He sticks his chest out a little bit. He just starts saying crazy stuff too. So just don't pay those guys no mind.
I also don't like the comment that Mac Jones went from Big Mac to a Happy Meal hamburger. That makes me sad. I don't like that. That makes me sad.
That might be the one of the day right now.
That's a good Big Mac.
Hey, Joe.
Oh, man.
Who you got winning this Patriots Jets game?
Join the dark side, Joel. You know who you want to pick?
I'm going with damn, yo.
You don't want both of
you know what? I'm
going
gonna go with the Patriots because I got the Patriots D and I need that shit to hold up this week.
I'll take it.
I do. I got that D. They've been playing well. I think the Jets are due for an L at some point, right? It's the same with the Giants. Like it's got to stop eventually. So I got barely. I think if Mac Jones eventually gets benched during this game, the Patriots pull it off.
You could have talked about how Ramondre Stevenson can run all over this Jets defense.
Bailey Zappi comes in and like, I'll figure this out. So I barely. I said it's a close game, and I say Patriots squeak by.
I'm glad. You know what? I am glad Juwan's not here. He would have came in here very negative on the Patriots. To be a Patriots fan, he would have came in here super negative. We didn't need that type of energy.
Well, I tell you one thing. I hope y'all win today. Yeah, I ain't picking y'all to win today, but I hope y'all win because I can imagine what Tuesday night would be like. I'm going with Zach Wilson. He's 0-2 against the Patriots. I think you guys are beating them 12, 13 straight times, beating the Jets. But he got to break that streak at some point. And I'm gonna go with the fact I'm gonna say ain't nobody stopping nobody in this game. It's just gonna be back and forth. And I know you can think I'm crazy for saying this many points. But I'm gonna give it the same score that I gave the daggone Giants Seahawks.
31-30.
31-30. Yes, I'm feeling good today.
You don't want no defense play today, is what you're saying. Just toss it up.
And look at this. Hold up, y'all. Just crawling out of bed. Look at this.
Oh, you.
Oh, bro.
Hey, we got to move to the next game. He don't get to talk this game. We move to the next game.
Well, this is funny. You missed some good stuff, Jawad. So you got to go back and watch this. But it's funny you came in right when you did. Because we are just there talking about the Patriots and the Jets. So we've all given our takes. Diz, what was your score?
What did I say? 28-21.
All right. Hey, Joel, you picked the Patriots, right?
I did. I said they win by like a very close margin.
All right. I got the Jets beating y'all 31-30. What y'all gonna do today?
We will lose. We will lose.
What kind of Pats fan are you? We are.
We will lose.
We will win.
We will lose. Oh my God. I'm gonna go ahead and say we will lose 21-14.
21-14.
21-14. Yep.
Cut his mic.
Yep. 21-14. 21-14. No, I mean, all jokes aside, Christian Barmore being out is gonna hurt.
He's out. They said they didn't know yet.
Nah, he's officially out. Kyle Duggar probably won't play. And David Andrews being out, I don't know who then helps shore up that offensive line that's already shaky. And the Jets have been playing some really good defense. I mean, we do have to talk about the quarterbacks they've been playing lately. They haven't been, trash quarterbacks that they've been beaten up on lately. So I really think they can make Mac Jones very uncomfortable. Very, very, very uncomfortable. 21-14 sounds fair. I don't know where you're getting 30 from, Prime. You really disrespecting Bill Belichick.
I think I bought some coffee with some extra caffeine in it. I'm feeling good today, bro. I just want to see the unexpected happen, man.
That's spitting right in Bill Belichick's face. 30 from the Jets? All right.
That's a lot.
That's
bro.
bold. That's a lot.
I can't have them have no 30, but I got that defense.
Just now said Duggar's inactive too.
Well, they give up to 30. I'm gonna let y'all know in the group chat today. Yeah, I told you that.
If they give up, I tell you what, Prime. If they give up 30, go play the lottery. If they give up that much, go play the lottery.
Start getting my numbers together.
100%, and let 30 something be one of the numbers you play.
Hey, all right. So just to tell you, you heard that. So we're gonna see what happens, man. Shout out to Sauce Gardner. He picking out Mac Jones twice a day. And,
Can't go for that.
Probably.
how
I
long
can't
before
even
he
lie
can
to
get
you.
hooked? Y'all gonna ride with him the whole game, or can Zap get back in there?
You
Oh,
can't,
no,
you
it's
can't
done.
keep swapping.
Yeah,
you
it's
can't
done
keep
for
swapping.
True.
You got it. You got to just ride with what you got for the
Definitely.
rest of the year, unless obviously injuries come, whatever. But you have to stick with who, because then neither one of them are gonna have any type of confidence. If you keep swapping, it's okay. If I make one mistake, I'm out, and that just doesn't bode well for a team that already has a lot of question marks.
Let's be
Indeed.
real. If you got more than one quarterback, you got no quarterback. Come on, we know the saying. We know the saying. If you got more than one quarterback, you ain't got no quarterback. So right now, I think the Patriots believe they only got one quarterback, and that's Mac Jones. That's who you put out there. That's who finishes, unless he's hurt. That's who finishes.
Right.
You know, that's it.
Indeed. All right. Move on to the next one. We got 1, 2, or 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Commanders and the Colts going at it today. 3-4 Commanders. Colts 3-1. Matt Ryan has been benched for Sam Ellinger.
Who? Like the actor?
No, that's the old. That's the old Texas quarterback.
You guys said Elliott, we talking about Tombstone or something?
Oh,
How old is that guy?
man, that might be their best chance at winning. Is Sam Elliott, the actor? God,
Hey,
damn.
so Juwan, since you just come in, I'm gonna let you pick this one first. Who wins this game?
Can I say a tie? Can I say 3-3?
We already had a tie.
We already had a tie.
Colts already tied this year.
Goodness gracious. I want to go 3-3. No. It's Tyler Heineke playing?
Yes.
Tyler. If he's playing, I got so much faith in that kid, mainly because he keeps Carson Wentz off my television screen. So I got all the faith in the world in that kid. So I'm going to go Washington 24-21. And I think I'm being extremely generous to the Colts with that 21. But I'm going to go 24-21 Washington. I mean, they are. They are only 3 games back.
In the first place. Jesus Christ.
It's not a lie.
Joel, I know you don't give a damn about the Commanders, but it is what it is. Who win this game today?
I think I'm going to go command. I don't want to, but I think the Commanders figure it out, man, and make this division's already been shockingly a strong division, and all they needed was to change quarterbacks, and the Commanders look relevant again. Like, it was that simple. I think just because the change in quarterback, I don't know Sam Elliott that well. I don't know how well. I can't speak to that, and I don't know how good. I haven't really been paying attention to Jonathan Taylor. I don't know how good he's been playing, if he has been playing that well.
He's had some injuries this year, but he's playing today. All
right, so I still think, I don't know. I have a feeling that the Commanders figure it out today. I don't know.
Hey, Terrence, is that a score?
Yeah, I don't know. He's saying that bad.
I mean, Juwan said 3-3. We got 2.
I said 3-3.
They're just that bad. And the NFL was like, no, you don't even deserve
get a half a
3.
point. Come on, 2 safeties. We're not even gonna get fake.
Right.
That's it.
Oh man. I'll be the outlier here. 17-14 Colts. I do think that Jonathan Taylor comes back with he's not necessarily a rookie, but I think this is his first NFL start. So they're going to rely heavily on him. And with Chase Young not playing, he's by far probably the most talented player on the field. And I think that's the difference.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor got to get going, man. Like, I know he didn't start the season off well, then he got hurt. And they just can't seem to find that running game, which was the staple last year. And I know they got a couple different pieces on the O-line, but I did think that they'd still be able to run the football. But both teams are going to try to establish the run in this. If you notice, since getting Brian Robinson back, a lot of touches back there in that Washington backfield. You got 2. Yeah, and he got two quarterbacks who actually can move a little bit. So this is going to be a very interesting game.
Commanders.
Every time I've picked the Colts to win this year, they've lost.
I'm glad you did.
Every time, and I was so good with them the previous year.
So you got the
I
Colts.
don't know why I'm doing it to myself because I do see that Washington seems to have something different about him when Heineke's back there.
Yes.
You know, the kid is gutsy. I don't say a lot of nice stuff about Washington, but the kid is gutsy. So I'm going back and forth, you know, more than a tennis match, you know, opening on this one. But I'm going to pick the Colts. 24-23, but I think this is one of those. I think this is one of those games that is decided deep into the fourth quarter. But how would I love for Jonathan Taylor to have his breakout game today? Because darn, he is the reason that I'm in the hole in more than half of my fantasy leagues because he ain't done jack.
Man.
Yep.
Also a matchup to keep an eye out for is Scary Terry and Stephon Gilmore.
No, it's not. Scary Terry. Yeah, Scary Terry doesn't deserve that. I mean, I've had him in fantasy.
Scary Terry played good last week.
He's not doing.
He played great last week. What are you talking about?
I bet you did. For the first time in forever.
And this was the crazy part about it.
Oh.
This is the crazy part about it. You know me, I'm always trying to big up Jair Alexander, and you said he's okay. He's good, but he ain't elite. Yeah, he was giving it to Jair last week.
He sure was. He sure was.
I was sitting like I said, darn. I know Dean's gonna say something. I know he's gonna say something.
Yeah, Zaire should have called out of work last week.
It was a rough week all around.
How much PTO I got?
but man, let me tell you, Scary Terry doesn't deserve that nickname. He hasn't played Scary Terry nickname this year.
Hey, no, time out. You don't put that on Scary Terry. When you got Carson Wentz thrown into the other team 90 times a game, you don't put it on him. It ain't Scary Terry's fault.
It's Halloween weekend. Never know. He might get
hey, that's true. It's spooky season. It is spooky season. Look out for Scary Terry today, Diggs, just for you.
All right, fellas, 3 games left, man, that we're going to do. Next up will be the 49ers and Rams. In the SBP, we have tons of San Francisco 49er fans, especially 2 of my favorite guys, Fam Don Mosley and my man JB, who catches every week. That's my guy right there. Not a Niner fans, and I know of that's consistently active. There's one Rams fan. So, but there's probably more Rams fans in there. But Jimmy G and them seem to have the Rams number as of late, and they put up. And the 49ers just put a beat down on them just here recently. What was that? It was like 20. What was that score they played last time? Like 24-9.
Ooh.
They seem to have the number. But I feel like if there's a time for the Rams to try to right the ship, they're getting a lot of players back that they've been missing the past few weeks. Van Jefferson's coming back. Burns is coming back. They're getting somebody back on their offensive line. Whereas the Niners, though they have McCaffrey,
they lost a lot
without Debo today. So
they lost him. They lost Juice. What is it? I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Juice Chick? They lost him.
Juice Chick, yeah, they need that fullback.
I think Eric Armstead ain't playing. I think he's out. Like they lost a lot.
They've been hurt all year too.
True. Well, I think that's sort of emblematic of why their record is where it is.
Right.
Yeah, we saw last week. They said that Shanahan said he had some goal line packages for McCaffrey, but he gave him a little more work than that. So it's going to be interesting to see how they utilize him. Diggs, how you see this game going?
I think I'm going to go Rams. I think health is going to be the main factor here. I would have said, Rams being at home, but SoFi means nothing to San Fran. They go in there and destroy SoFi every time. But I think health is going to be that main factor here, where it's the healthier team has the edge. I'm probably going to be very close. So I think I'm going to go 31-28. But it's one of those things, like I said, it's literally only health.
Joel.
I'm going to lean. Good question. I think I agree. I think the Rams pull it out. Part of me kind of wants to go for the Niners today. But just to be the contrary to my sister, who's a big Niners fan, grew up during that era. You know how it is. Fuck. So just to get on her bad side, I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Jawad.
I never go against Jimmy G. That's family. That's La Familia. So I'm gonna go Niners, but I'm gonna keep it super close, super close. And did you shock me? I'm gonna keep it super low scoring. I'm only going 14-10. I think the Rams only get up 10 points. I think the 49ers, again, it's a divisional game. That's really what I'm basing it off of more than anything. Divisional game's going to be tough. 49ers missing some weapons. Jimmy G will turn this ball over at least 3 times. At least good 3 times. I know he's good for it. But I think the 49ers pull it out 14-10.
Picks or fumbles.
Oh, God, with him, it's a mixed bag. It's like trick or treat. You never know what you're going to get. You never know. You just put your hand in, pull anything out. But, yeah, I'm going 14-10, at least 14-10. And they went on the ground, obviously not through the air.
Yeah, both teams, I think, are like 2-3 over the past 5 games. Look, I'm gonna ride with my guys in the group in here because I know they was tripping because, I won't picking them over my guy Mahomes the other week. So, and they was like, but they called me out when I pick against the Niners, right? They lovingly call your boy out on the page when I pick against the Niners. And when the Niners win, I hear that. I be on that. What you said earlier on the show, Prime? Listen, so I ain't trying to hear that today. So at least y'all lose, I roll with y'all. Because I got love. Don, JB, I got love. They in here in the chat shouting Niner game.
I saw that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Niner game today on this one. My man JB said McCaffrey gonna touch the end zone twice.
I like it.
And I agree with this. I think the Rams are getting healthy at the right time. They still need to figure out that running back situation. And Cup is due for another big game. But the Niners tough, man. They play tough. Any given day, Debo, no Debo, I think they can play with anybody. And after they got their butts kicked last week, let's just call it what it is. My man's did work. Mahomes did.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, I got the roll with the Niner game. They tough as they come. If I like them, don't like them, it don't matter. They tough as they come. Niners winning this game today, but I think the Rams show up 22-17.
Okay.
22-17.
Yep, that's what I'm rolling with.
Oh, it is super Niners gang in this.
I saw someone said watch out for
999.
I saw somebody said watch out for Juwan Jennings. And last I saw he was questionable. Did he officially say he's playing?
Interesting. I didn't see anything.
I know he was questionable. I know he missed, I think last night I saw it was like Thursday practice he had missed or something like that. And I just chalked it up to another, like I said, Niners are hurt. So
all right, down to the last 2. And we trickle down to tonight, bro. The Packers and the Bills are going at it.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah. They are going at it tonight. And Aaron Rodgers made some comments last week after getting their butts kicked, saying that might be just what they need. Now, what you don't need is to get your butt kicked and got to go face the Buffalo Bills, bro. The Buffalo Bills.
True.
I don't know if he truly believed what he said, but I'm going to tell y'all right now, I think this is going to be ugly, beyond ugly. But Juwan, what you think?
As much as I hate giving Didge credit, Von Miller might win Defensive Player of the Year tonight just off of this game. I think Von Miller took that personally because Aaron Rodgers said it like they got a bounce back game against the local YMCA. Like oh yeah, it ain't nothing. We play the YMCA next week. No, Josh Allen just has shown he is unstoppable. And look, if Scary Terry can give Jair Alexander the business, I can only imagine what Stephon Diggs has in the bag for Jair Alexander today. And that defense just has not been all that good. So I'm going the Bills with the highest margin I could possibly think. The Bills will win today. And I think Aaron Rodgers in that offense struggles again, man. They're going to continue to struggle till they make some trades. It's going to get real ugly out there for Aaron. But yeah, it's Josh Allen's season to lose. So Bills big.
Joel.
This is obviously such a tough choice after the last couple weeks. The Lions.
72-6.
Yeah, so
Whoa.
I was like, all right, man.
JB. JB getting happy because I picked it. I picked the boys today, so he just showing out on everybody. Hey.
This kind of double check. Yeah, I mean, I don't see how it's not going to the Bills today.
Hey, look, let's be honest though.
Oh man.
How are we gonna be feeling about his prediction if we go into halftime and the Bills had already put up 40?
Just call it a game at that point, right?
Is
Forfeit.
there a running clock in the NFL? Like
The first forfeit of the year.
Nah, that's when they started doing weird shit. Like, hey, did y'all know our running back can throw the football too? We let Josh Allen take a break.
That
He
might
played
work.
quarterback in high school.
So what you said, Joel? So you think that's a tough one?
I'm tough my ass.
You are picking the Bills, right?
I'm just a really good liar. That's why. Yeah, Bills for sure. I can't imagine it goes the other way. I mean, the Packers. I mean, they look so lost, like lost puppies this year, and the Bills don't. So that's really what it comes down to. I had the Bills winning the Super Bowl this year, so I can't imagine they're gonna the struggling
Could this
Packers.
be a
I don't think
trap
gonna
game?
pull up. It could be. I mean,
No,
you never know.
time out.
Be a
Hold on.
trap
Time out.
game.
This can't be a trap game, Didge. Motherfuckers almost lost to New England, who are completely lost. They lost to the Jets. They lost to the Giants. You've already played your trap game.
No, I'm saying for the Bills. They go into a big game against the Jets next week.
Well,
Could this
to
be a trap game?
That could be the
To be
trap.
fair, it's hard. I get what you're saying, but it's hard to call any game against Aaron Rodgers a trap.
Aaron
game.
Rodgers ain't the Aaron Rodgers of old.
It's not, but it's like if Tom Brady beat you, nobody goes, "What? Tom Brady won?"
But
no,
this
it's like,
but
you know
if
what I'm saying?
this Packers teams beat you, they're gonna be like, what? This Packers team? The Packers
Yeah.
have won 13 straight primetime regular season games.
I tell you what,
be a trap game.
I'll give you this: if they win because the Packers defense shuts the Bills down, yes, that's a trap. But if they win in a shootout, that's Aaron Rodgers, man. Like at some point, he's gonna show flashes of Aaron Rodgers. We hope.
I'm just saying.
You know,
This is the Packers have won
shit, I was gonna
13
say
regular season. They have won 13 straight regular season primetime games. We know Aaron Rodgers can be the Aaron Rodgers of old at almost any moment.
right?
We're still waiting to see if Sammy Watkins can turn it back. Christian Watson is fast. He can blaze down the field.
I like
The
it.
Bills secondary
He's
is still
questionable,
the hurtest part of
Yes.
their the probably the least healthy part of their defense.
I see what's going on here.
This could be a very much of a trap game, but
I see what's happening.
with that
Yeah.
said, of course I'm still picking the Bills. Right now, do you know how hurt I was knowing that I picked them division? Not alone the division, I picked them to win the Super Bowl this year. You know how stupid they made me look? I'm not picking them. I'm off them. Of course I'm picking
I was about
the
to
Bills.
say, you were saying a lot for somebody that lives in Wisconsin.
Well, yeah,
I thought you were leaning that way.
No, I
got
have
you.
to ham it up. I can't go full on against them, you know.
Daddy be
But
strong.
31-10 Bills, it's not gonna be pretty.
You said 33-10?
31-10.
30. You giving Aaron Rodgers only 10 points?
You probably gonna trip off my score then.
Wow.
I'm off the family wall. I didn't got this on.
Hey,
Wow.
you know what scares me when you talking about the Packers? They only gained like 230 some odd yards against Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, it
that's
was bad.
horrible. You gonna deal with this Bucks defense, and what makes it even crazy, they were 0-6 on third down. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is ridiculous to think that they're gonna be able to put up any type of offense, in my opinion, against the Buffalo Bills. They riding high. They done beat Mahomes recently. Like they ready to go out here and do some damage. You know,
I'm telling y'all right now, they about to dig into the longest yard playbook. They about to do some Philly specials. He about to say, "Well, fuck it. If I can't throw it to y'all throw it to me. Let me see what I can do out there." Aaron Rodgers about to make it up
of Puerto Rico, like
By the way, Juwan, to your statement, Aaron Rodgers has put up 14 points or less 3 times this year. So you're saying I'm only giving Aaron Rodgers 10. He's put up 14 or less 3 times this year.
Bill's only giving up 13
It's
points a
only
game?
3.
281 total yards a
Let me
game.
get in here.
Yeah.
Only 76 on the ground, as if they can really run the ball. I mean,
Nah, you know what? I don't like what's being said here. You know what? No. I'm taking it back. 34-31, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. I'm taking it back.
Putting up no 31 points.
They putting up 34, not 31, 34.
John,
The Packers are putting up
you came on here, bro.
I know. You know what? You know what? I'm sorry. I picked the Jets earlier. I refuse to pick the Bills here. I don't know what's happening to me mentally. Aaron Rodgers is taking this game today, okay? Aaron Rodgers and the Packers.
Now,
Go
I
Pac-12.
will say I wouldn't be surprised. It is. I guess I do. All of my trap game statements really are valid. I do think all of those are valid statements, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
So
you only got to believe it, Didge. You
the
only
only
got to believe
you
it.
got, so you got Romeo Dubs going to play. Watson was crushable the last time I saw, and I think they ruled Lazard out.
Yeah, Lazard is out.
Yeah, nah, man, this one's going to be ugly.
All right, I'm picking Packers. I can't wait.
35-12 Buffalo.
12? That's such a random score. Just 4 field goals.
No.
Man, what I saw these
man.
last few weeks from the Packers, and especially what I saw from when they played Washington, 35-12.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Jones is due for a big day. AJ Dillon is due for a big day.
Anybody hurt?
It could. I'm not gonna act like it couldn't go completely left, and the Packers just pull it out. But
look, I'm going purely Rodgers off of this. Aaron has to be looking over there like, damn, they are shitting on Brady heavy, right? You got to try to distance yourself if you're Aaron Rodgers. You got to try to let that old narrative just be Brady's.
I think he's happy seeing that Brady's because he's like, they wasn't talking about Brady, it'd be me.
That's what I'm saying. I think in his mind, if I win today, that at least saves me a few weeks. Like, it gives me some time. So, Aaron, this might be a pride game. This might be a pride because this is the kind of game that can get your head coach fired. This is the kind of game that makes you give up draft picks for wide receivers out there.
Well, they should.
This is one of them dangerous games. Yes, I did put the blunt down for sure. I sure did. I sure did.
So there it is. So the very last game we got, I believe, is the Monday night game, and definitely not as exciting as this game that we just got through talking about. But it's a rivalry, so we got to go on and talk about it. The Bengals and the Browns is our final game of the day. The Browns, when they lost 4 in a row, they are struggling. Whereas the Bengals it seemed like they were trying to put it together, but they just took a big loss. Your boy Jamar Chase is going to be out for a few weeks. So, in my opinion, it evens the playing field just a little bit. Diz, what you think?
I mean, Bengals are still by far way more talented than them. Just off, miles ahead. I forgot who's still. Crap, I forgot his name.
Brissett.
I'm not into the Browns. Yes, it's still Brissett. Yeah,
former
Patriot. Yeah, come on, Didge. What the hell?
I forgot where Jacoby Brissett was. I'm sorry, guys. But no, I mean, Joe Burrow is definitely way more talented than him. Unless Myles Garrett can have a day, it's pretty much even Chase. I think that it won't be as high scoring. I would probably go 21-17, but yeah.
All right.
Juwan.
I'm going to Browns. I don't like nothing Didge just said out of his mouth. Amari Cooper's going to have a big game. You still got Chubb back there. And I do believe Garrett. Look, that Bengals offensive line is so bad, they might as well not even be there. So if Myles Garrett can't have at least 7 sacks this game, he's doing something terribly wrong. But yeah, I think the Browns, because think about this. If you're the Browns,
You're going to
right?
get your guy?
But hold on. No, this is less to do about Burrow, more to do about that god-awful offensive line. But if you're the Browns, you got to be saying this to yourself in the locker room when Jacoby's not listening. We only got to get a few more games, and we get our real quarterback back. Like a few more games, and we can get our actual quarterback,
I like that
and then maybe we can make some noise heading towards the postseason, right? So you got to try to win these winnable games, and this is a winnable game. This isn't like they're playing the Bills or a massive offense or anything, especially with Chase being out. I think you can kind of hone in on the other guys. But it comes down to your ex-Cowboy prime. It comes down to if Amari Cooper can put up big numbers. And he's been struggling. It's somebody that has him in fantasy football. This guy will disappear, then come back for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen someone borderline superstar like Amari Cooper. But if he can have a massive game, I'm going to go digit same score, but the opposite team. I'm going to go 21-17 Browns.
Interesting. Joel.
Well, I'm not doing that. I would say I'm leaning towards the Bengals, primarily because I mean they've looked real fucking good. They lost Jamar Chase, but I really need them to go with the other receiver they got there, T. Higgins. They got Boyd too, but I got T. Higgins, so definitely lean towards that if he can. But even though I do got Nick Chubb on the Brown side, so if he wants to go off at the same time, I'm not gonna go at each other. Fuck it, do it. I would love to see big games from both sides. This is the one game I don't want defense to play effective.
He can still go off?
Yeah, they can both go off. I'm good.
So you want defense to just
sit
disappear?
Just watch them go by. Looks like that's how Prime had most of these games going anyway.
He did. Prime was very, for someone who said that they love the cornerback play, he was very offensive today.
Well, this is my no defense game.
Every now and then,
All right.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. Bengals. I don't even know the score. I mean, fuck it. 34, 31. Let's go.
Jesus.
Let's go.
You really do want the defenses to just sit down.
Sit down.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, Bengals. Like I said, 17-14. I don't think it's going to be that much offense. Yeah.
You went down, did you? Said 21-17.
No, I said 17-14 for this game. 21-17 was the last game.
Are you sure? Because I took your score from what you just said.
No, I said 17-14, and you said I'm taking the opposite. 17.
No.
Regardless, I meant 17-14. I meant 17-14.
Okay.
I was doing a lot of talking. I was keeping these scores. I've been writing these scores down. My paper's all messed up. It's a mess over here. It's early. It's early in Wisconsin, guys. Well, not too much anymore.
I was about to say, not drastically more than us.
Hour difference.
He said that like it's a 3-hour time difference.
Right.
No, he said it like he was on a whole nother planet. Like it was almost the next day. Like,
man.
You said that like you were the London game.
It's almost sundown here, guys.
Hey, this game though, man. Like I like what Jawan said about, believe it or not, even them sitting there struggling, they're right. They're not out of this thing was crazy. They can't afford a division loss now, but they just got to hold on so they can get Watson, right? Because the way the rest of this division, most of the division is playing, it's there. You don't know what you're getting from the Ravens week to week. Every time we think that the Ravens are about to move and really do something, then they disappoint us. So they just won, right? The Bengals, we know the Bengals are ultra talented, but it'll be interesting to see just how much, Chase not being there affects him. I mean, we've seen Boyd show flashes in recent weeks.
Yeah.
Higgins is still getting up to speed a little bit. I know he got up a couple of weeks ago. Mixon hasn't actually gone off. They've used him a lot in the passing game. And, he's like he's old. It seems like Mixon should be like 30. He's like 26, right? But seems like that he's, he hasn't gone off yet. The one thing about the Browns, though, is Chubb is one of the top 3 running backs in the National Football League. He's a pure runner. Say what you want. When Chubb gets going, it opens up a lot of things. Now, it does scare me that Njoku's out because they've been using him a lot lately. But
That's true.
I really think this is one of those games where the Browns realize it's all there for them. They need to run the football, and I think they will. I think they'll have success with it. And yeah, maybe a play action or 2 sets up Coop, like Jawan said. So I'm actually going to roll with the Browns. I'm going to take the Browns on Halloween, taking all the Bengals candy. You feel me?
Cleveland.
24-21.
I like it. I like it a lot. Like I said, if y'all think that team ain't getting together, talking about he'll be here soon. Watson will be here soon. Just hold on, guys. Just hold on. He'll be here. Y'all got the Browns messed up. They already know. Watson comes back. It's all steam ahead. It's all steam ahead. So I think they start off big this week.
Last quick thing before we get out of here. We're right at the trade deadline, guys, and there's a lot of talk about players that could be moved or up, to be traded. Both of you guys, of course, are Patriots fans. If there's a move to be made for your team, what would you like to see done at trade deadline?
All of them.
Damn it.
All of them, so I can get the first overall
O-line.
pick. That's what I want.
Great.
All of them. All of them. Trade Bill
that
too.
O-line. That's what I want to see.
Why you keep trying to win this season? Why won't you let us get this kid?
We don't
in
tank.
the draft.
We don't tank. We don't tank. We're still trying to boost our team. So I think going for a good O-line yes, you heard me.
We're the highest receiving payroll in the NFL, and you want to try to boost it? We can't get it to the people we got now. Yeah, Joel, we are the equivalent of Boost Mobile. We're looking at the Jets looking like Sprint, the Bills looking like Verizon, and we Boost Mobile over here. And you talk about let's bolster that.
And if we can get Nelson Aguilar out of there, I'd be happy. Let's get him out of here.
We have to cut
I don't know who would want him, but
Packers wouldn't turn nobody down right now. Packers might go, shit. Yeah, I'll take them. But no, all jokes aside, I want us to fire sale. Everything gone. Even
we're not in a
selling at a budget.
We sell at the coach.
Who wants to build
Belichick? Anybody?
We just had a full-blown quarterback controversy between a first-year, 4th-round pick and a second-year, 1st-round pick. And you talking about, I don't want to tank. We don't even know who our quarterback, we don't know who our offensive coordinator is, who our head coach is, nothing. We know nothing. I want to sell it all, rebuild in the draft by getting a competent quarterback that we don't have to question in only his 2nd year. Sell it all, Prime.
Just growing pains.
Sell it all.
Just growing pains.
Shit.
So you agree with him, bitch?
No, I don't. I think we should boost our O-line. Like let's bring in weapons around Mac that we know can give him confidence. It's his first year was I ain't gonna say great. His first year was good. He got us to the playoffs. I think he played enough or not or whatever. So a second year struggle isn't enough to completely write off a player. Like it's not that. Even the quarterback controversy was based off of Mac was hurt. Let's give him time to regain his confidence. It's probably got shaken up the way this year started. And let's continue to put weapons around him that we think can help us go take that next step.
I like that you said that. Prime, I just have one question, and then I'm shutting up. I'm sorry. I just have one question. Didge, do me a favor. For the people that don't really keep up with New England games, help them out. How many quarters did Mac Jones play last week?
Who
played? I think was
Mac
it
Jones?
one or two. I'm not gonna lie. When it started,
Okay.
it was definitely.
No, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. So for people out there that could care less about New England, doesn't watch the Patriots, the quarterback Didge is saying is just going through growing pains. Played one series last week as if it was preseason. He played one series in a regular season game. And Didge is talking about.
It was his first game. It was his first game back from an ankle injury that hadn't knocked him out for a couple of games.
Cool.
So it's not like
I've
he
never
was
seen that
100%.
I've never seen that before.
You have seen quarterbacks come in if they come back a little too early and you're like, all right, you're still hobbling. We're gonna bring you out. We're gonna let somebody. You've seen that before. It's happened.
But he wasn't hobbling. Man's just threw the ugliest interception ever, and Bill said, "Get the fuck out. Sit down right here, right next to me."
We don't know the comfort
Right
level
next
that he
to me.
had. You don't know the comfort level that he had.
Really? Because Mac Jones after the game said, "I know I was being taken out." Sounded like a guy that thought he was feeling great, but was playing awful.
Reality hit hard.
I'm just saying, if you wanna grow with those pains, Didge, we'll be in year 15 of Mac Jones getting us nowhere when we could have had whoever this hot shot quarterback in college is by just tanking. Just tank.
We don't tank.
That's it.
We don't tank.
We don't do that shit here,
Right.
bro.
You want to start a legacy of 20 plus years of Brady, right? And then 20 plus years of just garbage. That's
Mac
what you want, right?
Jones.
You don't know if Mac Jones is going to be 20 years of garbage. It's growing
I ain't
pain.
taking the risk. Reboot. It worked for Sony. It could work for us. Reboot. Reboot.
Oh my God.
Joel, right at the trade deadline, is there a move at a position or even a player that you would like to see the Giants go after, or a position?
Nelson Aguilar. Nelson Aguilar.
For a first, yeah, that sounds right. No, of course, there's so many guys I would love to go after that are probably sitting there to be taken, but I don't know if we're gonna. I think we're definitely more than one piece away. I mean, it'd be nice if someone for the right price we can get not the best receiver on the market, but we can get a decent. Because right now, obviously, our biggest weakness is wide receiver.
You
So
just traded one away.
Cooks is available.
we traded one away because obviously there was issues with that motherfucker. Because
Brandon Cooks is available. They're making it known in Houston. Brandon Cooks is available.
Is he? I didn't know that.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
I heard
they
about
are, but apparently the Rams look to be a big buyer in
Trying to bring him back.
Cook sweepstakes. Yeah,
that.
I mean that'd be pretty unstoppable. Cooper Kupp on one side, the speed of Cooks on the other,
Yeah.
with Van Jefferson and
with the
what's his
fossil
name?
that is Allen Robinson on the other
Yes,
side.
there you go. Yeah, with the corpse of Allen Robinson being dragged out there. I think the Giants should go after Chase Claypool. I know Joel said to me before, I don't see why the Steelers would want to trade him. But to me, I feel as though Deontay has been a better receiver.
And pictures that rookie they got is promising. Like
So I'm like, to me, it's best to trade Chase Claypool now and get as much as you can for him. And I think if you're the Giants, that's a really good receiver to have. A really good receiver to have. Again, I don't think anybody is available that's a needle pusher.
No.
But he won't make you any worse, right? Like he won't fall in line with like receivers that get injured all the time or can't catch anything. He makes you better, just not championship better. But again, championship better is not going to be available out there. You know what I'm saying?
Something better than Darius Slayton out there. No offense.
I think that's Chase Claypool or Nelson Aguilar, whichever one it is.
We'll see. I mean, I'm open to any receiver they end up trying to go get. But I think they're trying to keep their assets. Because they know, like they're like, oh, we've done fine so far. We're not winning no championship this year, but it's one of those things.
2007, Joel,
and
in 2011,
that was a veteran squad. This is a little younger. This team, who knows? I mean,
might score.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm open to whatever they do. Like, I would love to go get like a DJ Moore type guy, but that's gonna cost.
They're claiming not trading, but we'll see.
Man, he looked miserable there. They need to trade. He looked so miserable. Keep
your eyes open, Joel. That name up in Denver, Jerry Jeudy will become available.
Yeah.
And you better hope you guys outsell the Packers.
Well,
the Packers
as of yesterday, if you believe what they're saying, that they're willing to trade players, but they're not willing, supposedly, they're not going to shop the receivers. The biggest name that they have right now that's on the trade market is teams are inquiring heavily about Bradley Chubb.
Right.
Okay.
But unfortunately,
I was like, Jerry Jones, you listening? But because I told you guys, on the GVN show that I said I would love to get my hands like on Roquan Smith, right?
Yeah.
But we definitely ain't getting them because Jerry not giving up a first for him.
Right.
And the thing is, they've already said that there's been at least one team that has offered Denver at first for Bradley Chubb.
Well, my issue with Cowboys not willing to give up a first is I understand the idea because I don't think Roquan Smith didn't get a new deal, right? He's looking.
No. You get a rental. You don't get a rental. Yeah.
Right, but my issue with that is if you're Dallas, to me, shit, I might try to pull a Baltimore back in what 01 or whatever year that was, one of the greatest defenses ever assembled. I try to run for that. You serious? I'm trying to assemble the greatest defense this year, and I'll worry about money later.
After that, yep.
I'll worry about money later. Because here's the thing: to me, I'm only not willing to trade away my first if I'm somebody like the Jets, who right now is playing too well. Mm-hmm. But it's always the fear of that could stop at any moment. Right? Like we're not.
They're sort of playing with house money.
Yes, so it's like we need all the assets we can get if we end up just tanking all the way through. We need that first. If you're Dallas, you're what? You're going to be somewhere between 15 and 24. Right. Like you're hoping. So I'm like, what really ultimately are you thinking that first is going to amount to? So I'm like, just do it. Especially if they're saying only one first. Okay. I can do a first. Indeed. I can't give you multiple firsts, but I can give you one. Especially if you're talking about Smith with Micah, with D-Lo. Like, come on, man. It writes itself.
About it being a rental. He's going to trade for him without that assurance.
That'll be crazy. That'll be crazy.
Yeah, but here's my thing, Didge. Here's my thing. Ask Toronto, right? Ask the Toronto Raptors how that feels. Going all in, winning a championship. Because ain't nobody in Toronto going, damn, man, it was only
I'm saying that I don't think that Roquan, if he goes to a team, it's because they've talked to him and saying, all right, you're gonna sign this deal. Like, I'm sure, if worst came to worst, and they're like, well, we just couldn't get it done, but we got the rental and we got the ring out of it, of course.
Yeah.
But they're definitely gonna go all in saying, all right, we want you for the long term.
Oh, for sure. That's what you want. But I'm saying if he ends up walking because he wants an astronomical price you don't want to meet, and you at least got to the Super Bowl,
ring, or get
a ring out of it. Get a ring out of it. Get an appearance out of it.
That's fair.
I'll take it.
Hey, I want to give a shout out.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
I was just going to say that because I just want to give a shout out to the NFL because we're so used to having all these trash London games, and every game has been fire. If anybody paying attention, Jacksonville just went down the field and scored. And then if Russell Wilson marches the Broncos down the field, and they just scored 21-17 Broncos with only a minute 43 left.
Wait, I have a question. Is Russell Wilson throwing the football?
He's doing both. He just had a pass I thought was going to cost him to Cortland Sutton. Sutton just dropped the easy first down, which would have put him right inside the red zone, but they recovered. But he's over 200 yards passing. They just ran it in with Murray.
To be fair to him, he probably dropped it because he's not used to Russell Wilson seeing people wide open. So he was shocked. Oh, wow, you did it. I didn't know. So he's a little shocked. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, the Broncos should be huge sellers. I know you can't paying Russell Wilson all that money. But you got to do something if this season don't end in the playoffs. And
other than fire Hackett, of course. But yeah.
Oh, well, he's already gone. Mentally, I don't even think that team acknowledges him. Yeah, I think the team just walks by him every day.
And for the fantasy owners, man, 156 yards on the ground so far for Travis Etienne. Wow.
Ooh, wow.
24 for 156 and a TD. So, indeed. I
like him.
So, we're going to get out of here. Thank everybody for joining us, everybody in the chat. I want to thank my guys one by one. Starting with Jawan. Tell the people where they can find you.
Geek Vibes Nation on Twitter, obviously here on Facebook and on Instagram. Just check us out there.
All right, Joel.
You can find me the same place you find Juwan, honestly. I mean, but
I'm a B. Where he at?
Let's be real. I'm on Joel_J27 on Twitter.
That's almost like me and Source, except he's a way bigger TikTok guy than I am. So
TikTok peoples.
No, but I definitely understand. Other than that, we usually where the other person is. Yeah. Here's where we find you at, man.
You can find me at Geek Set Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and personally Dig_DEE at all the same places.
DEE.
Yeah, somebody had just at Dig, so I was like, all right, well.
And y'all that's tuned in, if you're not part of the Facebook group, the Sports Bar Podcast, we call it the SBP. That's where we are. And as far as where else you can find me, I'm gonna be where I'm at. So that's how I get down.
There you go.
Thank you guys for joining us. Come back anytime. We always here. And yeah, we appreciate it. But till next week, we out.
Peace.
Peace.